They were singing my song, Pehla
That
Nasha.
was a welcome to
Welcome to me
Wow.
on the set with so many kids around and so many people around and ADs and DOP and Tanuja and we are all dancing.
For example, again, Juhi Chawla, somebody like her, you've seen, and Ayesha Jhulka, you've seen in cute roles, you know, you've
Yeah.
seen in fun roles.
We came in with such a positive mind
Right.
and I came in with only the story in my mind and only what I have to do.
Right.
So it just didn't go there. My mind just didn't
Right.
go there.
You know, everybody on the set
Hmm.
just has loved her because cinema from that time,
Uh-huh.
which is that she's just super friendly, you
Yeah.
know.
Watch Hush Hush because it's me.
Well done. Well done.
I was made to wait outside and they kept saying that 5 minutes ma'am, 2 minutes ma'am, you know, some other shot is happening and all. I said, then why did you call me? I'm standing here and what is happening? And then these girls are like, the ADs, they're all coordinating this. Yeah, okay, no, okay.
Ayesha, Tanuja, welcome to Bollywood Hungama. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tanuja, to you first. Such interesting casting this is. This is like, whether you're a fan of the 90s, whether you're a fan of these times, you have something for everyone. So firstly, I want to ask you, how did you think of all these wonderful actors?
So, of course, the script
Right.
had this story in which there were several protagonists. So, it's
Right.
not like there's one female protagonist and the
Okay.
rest form like a supporting cast sort of universe. It's not that. Each is a protagonist.
Okay.
So, for me, that was the pleasure because I knew that I could just go to actors and say that, you know, this is, it isn't as if, you know, I have a small role for you. I have a great role for you. So it was wonderful because they're differing ages, you know,
Right,
and they come from different backgrounds. Like Soha, Shahana, and all are from one kind of economic sort of strata, and Karishma Tanna is from another, and her character is from yet another. So it was beautiful. But my main intention in the casting was that how do I cast somebody who's unexpected for that role, you
Right,
know, and
right.
not the go-to, that this is a kind of a I don't know, this is a kind of a chatty woman and she's maybe uses a lot of expletives while talking. Who do I go to? So I didn't want to go to the typical one you would expect, you know,
Right.
because then to me that there's a kind of a surprise in that. There's a challenge for the actor. So each then became, and for example, again, Juhi Chawla, somebody like her, you've seen, and Ayesha Jhulka, you've seen in cute roles, you know, you've
Yeah.
seen in fun roles. These are not those. so I was so happy because I know that they're outstanding actors.
Yeah.
They do comedy really well, and so but that doesn't mean they don't do the other stuff really well.
Correct,
you know,
correct.
so that's how it happened.
Nice. When she approached you, tell me about the first call. What was that like when you were on board?
So I got a message. This was, I think, just pre-COVID.
Okay.
And I got a message from someone saying that Tanuja Chandra would like to speak to you regarding a project. And I really thought it was a fake message because, you know, I mean, Tanuja Chandra, why would she think of me? She's like the Tanuja Chandra and she's, you know, known for whatever work she does. And so, but then came again the message that, ma'am, can we get onto a Zoom call?
You never replied to the first one.
No. And no, so then probably he must have realized.
Right.
And then he said, can we do a Zoom call with her? So I said, this can't be fake. Na?
Right,
Zoom call
Zoom
with
call,
her.
yeah.
So I said, okay.
Yeah.
And then we set a time and I gave another number because I didn't know whether it was genuine or not. And we got onto the Zoom call. So I kept my video off till the time I saw Tanuja Chandra.
Wow.
I mean,
You're like, now
so
this is real.
then I saw her and I immediately put my video on and then it was for I think 5 minutes I was like, wow, I'm talking to her. And we never got a chance to probably meet also all these years. And you know, I've been a fan of hers. I love her work. I've seen so much of it. And I've read about her. She's very intelligent and she, you know, writes very well. Even in your normal conversations, you can, realize. So we all have two sides to ourselves.
Right.
You know? I mean, I could be the serious person who's trying to talk intellectual
Right.
for me myself, and one is the fun Ayesha. So likewise, everybody has these things, and I enjoyed talking to her, and she came on to the subject, and we had a long narration over it, and then I understood what it is. I had never done OTT. I didn't know. I loved watching everything, you know, a lot of content. But how does it work, and how different is it from the films? Because I was told it's very different. And
Right.
so I was not really ready, and then I told her, I'm very nervous. I'm not too sure. I don't know whether I really want to do it and what. And I don't know. It had to be. It was meant to be because then you know that whole thing, and there was no way I could have said a no.
Right. You knew you knew she was not acting. She would be open to acting. What was?
I actually didn't know whether she would be open, but when my casting director suggested her name, it was, you know, we tend to forget the actors. If they're out of our sort of, you know, storytelling universe, we tend to just forget about them. And so when he suggested it, I was so amazed, and I just loved the idea. That yes, I've got to get her. And so then after that, and of course when I spoke to her, it was lovely to speak to her, and she was just, I mean, you know, I just said, मुंह से निकल गया types की, my goodness, you look lovely. Which is how stupid of me, considering that, okay, fine, I understand she hasn't been working for 15 years. No.
Oh, you're still looking lovely.
No, not at all.
But we know what you meant.
Yes, so
that was
she
my
was
reaction yesterday when I met her.
no, she was lovely, and then of course I did some chasing because you know, she also wasn't sure. It's a comeback. It's a proper solid comeback, you know. So she had to obviously be confident about it and feel good about the part. But you know, everybody on the set just has loved her because she's really, you know, that is a kind of I think old world or at least cinema from that time, which is that she's just super friendly, you know, and jokes, and is emotionally available, sort of very friendly with everybody, and easy to be with. There's just zero starry airs, you know. So everybody loves you. They're like, Ayesha ma'am, we love. Ayesha ma'am, we love. You know?
I remember, I mean, we haven't spoken about this, but then I remember one day I was made to wait outside the set. There was, you know, I'm ready, everything, the scene is ready for this. And I was made to wait outside, and they kept saying that 5 minutes ma'am, 2 minutes ma'am, you know, some other shot is happening and all. I said, then why did you call me? I'm standing here, and what is happening? And then these girls are like, the ADs, they're all coordinating this. Yeah, okay, no, okay, coming in, okay, no, okay, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है? Okay, wait करते हैं. We will go to the van back. And there I enter. And you know what they were actually doing, all of them? They were preparing, just in the middle of the shoot. They were singing my song, Pehla Nasha.
That was a welcome to her.
Welcome to me on the set with so many kids around and so many people around and ADs and DOP and Tanuja, and we are all dancing. And each of them is holding me and dancing. I said, कैसे shooting कर रही है? It's not serious. And this is not the first day. This is in the middle of the... So it's the love and affection that, you know, everything is reciprocal. It's not that I make any efforts of being who I am. This is who I am.
This is you are.
In fact, if I have to act snobbish or try to do something, you know, manipulative, I have to make an effort. Still नहीं होता, because अब कहाँ होगा, you know, इतने साल नहीं हुआ तो. So it's just the way I am. And I'm so glad that she and the entire team actually felt comfortable with me, because they also made me comfortable. And I just had to be me.
You know, this is a video you should put out of this, what she's talking about, whenever possible.
Yeah, I'll try and hunt it out.
And you know, also getting someone like Juhi, you know, she also has such a, you know, people love her. Again, what was the thought behind that?
Again, like I said, that it was a part that is actually not Juhi-like at all. It's not, it has serious darker undertones, and it has I mean, there are grey shades, so which to me was the exciting part, because I know that, I mean, that we all know that she's a wonderful actor, but she's not done many of these, and OTT gives us that opportunity,
Right.
you know, as opposed to films which will still try and have the old-fashioned mold,
Right.
you know. So I think in OTT, when one can do, this is what I would want to do, and so that is what I did.
Super.
I'm happy that she said yes to it, because I mean, she is again a lesson in hard work.
Wow.
Like she's just she'll just keep standing there, and she'll just keep asking questions, and she'll just want to do it again and again and again and again. And you know, to me that was amazing. It was
Right.
amazing to see that that is also a discipline in a way from another time,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and
absolutely.
which is beautiful to see. And the two of them together,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Did you and Juhi ever cross path earlier? Like,
See, it's very strange that, in fact, the other day we both were
Yeah.
talking about it also, that isn't it strange that we were in the same industry and we never really connected?
okay.
Or, maybe accidentally once or twice, probably we were shooting in the same studio and we must have, you know, just passed each other and said a hello
Hi.
or a smile.
Mm.
But it's strange because, see, in my times, we were more like Pooja, Ravina, Mamta, you know, Manisha, all of us. And she was a little bit senior. And so, you know, that was, I don't know, but why? We were never casted together. We were never, and all we would look is Ravina hai, ya Mamta hai, ya Manisha hai. So, you know, automatically, I think people used to cast according to the same this thing. And then we got onto a show together, and we were like very excited that we had already, we knew that we are doing this, and Hush Hush. So, and then we had a lot of things that we worked together on. So, yeah, it was.
Right. Right. You know, lastly, to you, having an all-women cast is great. Do you think this is the benefit of OTT in today's times?
Yes.
Would you make this earlier?
I don't think there would be the opportunity given to us to make it earlier.
Okay.
Films, pretty near impossible.
Okay.
But possibly television. But even in television, you know, it wouldn't be possible to genuinely explore the flaws in a woman, and genuinely. By which I mean that I'm not judging you for your flaws. You know, you have these flaws, I'm looking at them, I'm seeing why it happened, how you respond to that situation, but I'm not saying that you're a bad woman, you know, which is what cinema or television tend to do. So in OTT, that's the beauty, that you can generally, you know, you can have a protagonist who's tough as nails and who's come up the hard way, but can also be very cowardly in some situation, you know.
Of course.
And so I think that's beautiful, because then you feel like this is truly a representation of the way we live, you know, and not just idealizing everything, you know, and dividing them into good people, bad people, you know. So, and especially when you watch, her character is genuinely the representation of that in every way, because it's like what's happening in society and how we are a part of that, because society is you and me, you know, it's not separate from us. So that's in that sense, to be able to explore kind of a hope for the future, and yet have definite sort of deficiency, or not even deficiency, to have an inability to you aspire for it, but you can't reach out for it, you know, because for whatever reasons in your life, you've gone down another road. But are you aware of it? If you're aware of it, then you're a tragic person. Oh, and that is lovely.
You know, in all the films that you did, was there a set like that with all women?
Not so many. Not so many women, and never a woman director. And I've never worked with a
and she's
woman
in fact in
director.
this, there's also another woman director who's directed 2 episodes, Kopal Nathani.
Kopal
so she also
Nathani.
worked with her.
Yeah, she did another episode of mine. She directed that. So 2 women directors basically, and
that was different.
and you know, the story is written by a woman, Shikha Sharma. Then There is Veera Kapoor, who's a designer. Then there are so many ADs are women.
And now
so
when
many
you come
people
here,
are
there's so
women.
many women working.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have never worked, and I don't know. I mean, I think we came in with such a positive mind,
Right.
and I came in with only the story in my mind and only what I have to do.
Right.
So it just didn't go there. My mind just didn't
Right.
go there.
Lastly, let's see how well you have adjusted to today's interviews and all these things that you have to do. Tell them they have to watch Hush Hush. What do you want to tell them?
He's teasing me.
You
Let
should
us see how
watch. You should watch Hush Hush because.
You say first.
You say first, he's not happy to, he
Of
only
course,
wants you
yours
to
has
do
to
it.
say
No,
no.
he
You
wants
have
you
to
to
say,
do
okay.
it.
Watch Hush Hush because it's me.
Well done, well done.
Not bad.
See, that's
That's pretty
The
cute.
charm is very much there.
Yes.